A flurry of discourse erupted over the weekend in the football world after a prominent draft analyst ignited a wave of online scrutiny with a tweet directed at Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders. The comment, sharply critiquing Sanders for what was described as a lot of double taps and hitches during a workout, questioned his readiness for the speed and precision demanded at the NFL level. The tweet went viral, sparking intense debate among players, analysts, and fans alike, as it touched a nerve in the ongoing conversation about quarterback mechanics, timing, and pre-draft evaluations. Among those who jumped into fray was veteran NFL safety Andre Cisco, who added fuel to the fire by tweeting, "Boy, better stop patting that ball. We breaking all that early." Cisco's comment, laced with the bravado typical of defensive backs, implied that Shedeur's habit of patting the football, a rhythm-based motion often seen in dropbacks, would be a costly flaw against elite NFL secondaries. But not everyone agreed. Giants wide receiver Darius Slayton responded in defense of the young quarterback, clapping back, "I promise he can pat the ball just fine. If a DB was so good at breaking on the ball and pats, they'd have 8+ picks a year." Slayton's rebuttal cut through the noise with pointed truth, highlighting the disconnect between critique and reality. He went on to deride the very defenders who were criticizing Shedeur, players who routinely give up key completions on 3rd and long while claiming to be timing masters. This wasn't just a conversation about one quarterback. This was an ongoing philosophical clash over how we evaluate quarterbacks in 2025. The criticism Shedeur received for ball patting was not only misguided, it was fundamentally rooted in a misunderstanding of how quarterbacking rhythm and timing have worked since the dawn of the forward pass. Quarterbacks, from legends like John Elway to Peyton Manning, have long used hitches and slight pauses to sync up with route timing and read coverage. The ball pat is not a flaw. It's a tool used to maintain rhythm, allow a route to develop, or to wait for a receiver to break into the window. Watch any NFL game film, and it becomes evident. Every single quarterback, from Patrick Mahomes to Jared Goff, will pat the ball or hitch at some point in their drop back. It's part of the game, part of the mechanics that help quarterbacks stay in rhythm and in control. This isn't a college football glitch. It's an NFL norm. The real story isn't that Shedeur patted the ball. The real story is that some scouts and analysts still fall into the trap of nitpicking, magnifying inconsequential details rather than focusing on a quarterback's full body of work. Legendary football minds have long cautioned against this type of overanalysis. Baltimore Ravens executive Ozzie Newsome, responsible for drafting Hall of Famers like Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Terrell Suggs, and Jonathan Ogden, once took Terrell Suggs in the top 10 despite his disappointing 40-yard dash time. Why? Because the tape didn't lie. Suggs put up 24 sacks. Newsome watched him bend the edge and dominate with technique, not raw testing numbers. "Turn on the film, boy," he famously said. That's what real evaluation is about, watching the game, understanding context, and recognizing how performance translates to Sundays. Shedeur's tape tells a compelling story. He's not Lamar Jackson with his legs, and he doesn't have Mahomes' cannon, but his arm is more than capable. His ball placement is exceptional. He's not just accurate, he's insanely accurate. He throws catchable balls, anticipates routes, and consistently delivers in tight windows. That's what the NFL is about, throwing receivers open when they're covered. Separation doesn't exist in the league like it does in college. A 3-yard cushion is a blown coverage in the NFL. More often than not, a quarterback has to trust a route, the timing, and let it fly. One area where Shedeur shines but doesn't get enough credit is his pocket presence. While not a dual threat in the mold of Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, he has elite short area quickness and the awareness to manipulate the pocket. He extends plays not with track speed, but with nuance, subtle slides, quick resets, eyes always downfield. That's not just athleticism, it's poise, it's quarterbacking. And it's even more impressive considering the circumstances he faced last season at Colorado. With an offensive line that allowed pressure seemingly every dropback, Shedeur still found ways to deliver, demonstrating both courage and composure. He's only 22, and like all young quarterbacks entering the league, he has room to grow, but growth is part of the process. Peyton Manning threw 28 interceptions his rookie year. Tom Brady wasn't even a starter when he entered the league. Greatness isn't measured at the combine. It's shaped in the film room, forged on Sunday afternoons, and sharpened with time, maturity, and self-evaluation. Look at recent rookies like C.J. Stroud and Jaden Daniels. They entered unstable environments and transformed them. Stroud reinvigorated the Texans' franchise within months. Daniels turned the tide for the Commanders. Who's to say Shedeur couldn't do the same if given the right coaching scheme and supporting cast? Potential landing spots like the Browns or Giants offer interesting opportunities. In Cleveland, he'd have the likes of David Njoku, Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore, and Cedric Tillman, talented, young weapons with upside. In New York, he'd pair with rookie sensation Malik Nabers and veteran Darius Slayton, the same Slayton who jumped his defense this week. Either scenario could provide the right mix of talent and coaching to ease his NFL transition. And let's not forget Coach Prime, Deion Sanders himself, who, at Colorado's Pro Day, made headlines by confronting an NFL scout who tried to change the way his players were doing their drills. "Do what y'all do," he told his players. In other words, trust your training, ignore the noise, and let the work speak for itself. That's the kind of confidence and protection Shedeur has had throughout this process. It's also a reminder that no one knows his game better than those who have watched him grind every day. So, let's pump the brakes on the overanalysis. Let's stop nitpicking the rhythm of a quarterback's dropback and start evaluating the things that matter. Accuracy, anticipation, decision-making, toughness, leadership, poise under pressure. The film doesn't lie. And when you turn on Shedeur Sanders tape, you don't see a kid patting the ball too long. You see a quarterback, a real one,